Plaza Fiesta, which is like the center of Mexican Catholicism in this area. You'll have all different kinds of candles. Each one has a special power. You also have these little talismans. Each one of these will have a specific thing that they do too. Usually for health, wealth, or love. A lot of these guys trying to find good luck in jobs. I find these are like mini Santa Muertas. You also have Santa Muerta, or Holy Death, depending on how she's dressed, just depending on what she's good for. Like this one would be particularly good for money. All these different colognes would be for things too. Almost all of the red ones would be for love, like strong love. These are two of the most popular of the saints that are worshipped. Of course, Mother Mary, or this is the Virgin of Guadalupe. You'll see that all the time. This is almost life-size here. And then another one you'll see a lot is San Judas, or Saint Jude. And Saint Jude is the saint of lost causes. And because of all the issues they have with immigration here, that's one reason why he's so popular. You'll also see an emphasis on different angels and the angels' powers. You'll see all the different kinds of angels here too as well. Baby Jesus, infant Jesus is always very popular too. Some bigger ones, some little ones, and then you have this little one. Of course, in Catholicism, there's a lot of emphasis on the cross, the crucifix, so you'll have lots of those.
So then, Jonah are like terrified. They're like, oh my gosh, we're all gonna die. I don't know what to do. Just like that. Can everyone do that? There you go. I will calm the sea because the Lord wants me. Why did Lord? Imagine that like 10 times bigger. Whoa! Who's been to the aquarium? Not the aquarium. Fish. Jonah's getting like swallowed by a big old fish. 3 nights. Imagine staying in there. Belly.
Was it pleasant?
Was it pleasant?
No.
No, what's your name?
No, Jeffrey's down there.
What? The message that I told you to go to. Never ever. I can never say that.
Everybody say Nineveh.
You guys, I got a message.
Listen. You guys stay out here, bud. You guys stay out here.
Okay, we're here at the Farmers Market, one of the best teams ever, all the way from New York City. Great to have them here. Guys are looking fabulous.
Nice. Looking great.
Yeah, fabulosa. That's what we're talking about. Movie star good looks here, baby.
Oh, toothpick. There you go. Yummy. I wonder why. Oh my god, they're explaining me.
Santa Muerta, or Holy Death. Definitely big in Mexico. And you'll also see lots of sugar skulls, especially in the Dios de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead. So this is the life-size Santa Muerta, and you can see where they're putting in money and stuff as a donation. Of course, they'll light different candles too, but because it's such a big one, people will come in here and give money to her just so that she will give them good luck. You also notice they'll give, like, besides just money, they also do like cigarettes and liquor and stuff too. Catholic Church, big on icons. This is a full life-size Jesus here, surrounded by Mother Mary. Asian Square is a very large Chinese and Vietnamese strip mall here in Atlanta. You can see primarily a Chinese culture here and Vietnamese. Each incense here has a specific purpose. So this one is good for love, but you'll also see others that are good for health or for money. And you can generally tell a color by the things. The ones that are good for money tend to have more gold in them. This is actually what we would consider to be a live altar. This is an altar where Buddha is actually being worshipped. So you'll see lots of different incense has been burned here, and then you'll see like jam, and they'll have like candies and stuff, even like an instant coffee. That stuff wouldn't have to be changed very often, and that's the same for like amethyst or these lights. You'll see that. Those can stay there. And then if you listen here, you see where they have actually recorded this, and then it'll be used. It'll play over and over. And then down here will be Lou, and he's like with prosperity as well. And you can again see where they've been burning incense, and they'll like give a cup of coffee. Those little things folded in the shape of a boat would be for money. Those were actually folded by the Buddhist priests that live near here. These Buddhas will all look very different. She's one of the saints. She's good for luck and love. And you'll see this one who was the general, the lord of the underground. But even though they look very, very different, they don't look similar at all, they would still all be considered Buddhists. This is the lotus flower, and that's a symbol of enlightenment. And there would be like a continuing unfolding of the petals, similar to the way they would think about how we would gain enlightenment. But we would have it, but it just needs time to be developed. These are another little recorded players with prayers to Buddha on them. If you visit Nepal, China, you'll see these. And this is a small representation of them, but these are these round things right there. Those are prayer wheels, and they'll take them and they'll spin them in a similar way that they would do like with the flags blowing with getting a prayer. You would spin those, and those would be prayers to Buddha for you too. So we're here at Chinatown, and these are the Fu Lions. We're taking a picture with y'all.
Do you want to?
This is in the Chinese bookstore. One thing people like to do, one of the things they like to do is to learn how to write their own language, and this is Chinese calligraphy. This is in Chinatown as well, and this is like a traditional serenity garden. They always have different kinds of plants and flowers. They'll usually have a little water. Bridges are very typical. Then they'll have koi fish down in the bottom. Of course, it's from China, so one of the biggest things they would always think about is the Great Wall of China, which is what you would see here, this very large mural that they've painted. Then they usually have some kind of scenes from villages. A lot of times they'll have like mountains, and you can see at the very top of the mountain, maybe you can see, it's cranes. And the cranes would be for good luck.
When in doubt, pinnacle. Bling.
We're now at Global Mall, which is the largest Southeast Asian mall in America. Ready for our final day on Dedication Day. We're going to learn a little bit more about Hinduism and Islam. So we're here in the Shiva Mandir. These are the two of the main deities would be Shiva here, and that's his wife would be Parvati. You can see the small Ganesha over here. And then this would also be the bigger version of Ganesha. And he would be the god mainly for prosperity. This is Durga. She's riding on a lion, and that would show her power over nature. She's another one of the main deities. This is where their priest would sit. This. And that's where he would give his sermon. Here we are at Al Madina. This is the center of the Muslim population series. So it's the largest of the Islamic grocery stores. They would have Qurans here, as well as all their main food. Because in Islam it's not allowed to draw pictures of Muhammad or Allah. They will have these banners or signs. Each of these will be in Arabic, and they will be all different names for God. These are the Qurans different commentaries on the Qurans. You'll see little books like this, which is the Salah, the Muslim prayer. They call that the Salat. Fortress of the Muslim. Most people don't speak Arabic that are Muslim, and so since Allah only understands Arabic, you would need to have something like this, which would be a transliteration. So you'll see the Arabic, and then you'll see how you would pronounce it, and then after that they would have the English on there. Dates are a big part of Islam because traditionally dates are what you would break your fast with in Ramadan, which is those 28 days of fasting. Something a lot of the girls find interesting is henna, and they'll do these with, it's like almost like a tattoo, but it lasts about maybe 3 or 4 weeks. Different patterns and stuff, especially during weddings, special celebrations. Islam, they do it at the end of Ramadan at a festival called Eid, whereas my Hindu friends would do it normally during weddings. These are all different types of flavored tobaccos. The tobaccos that they would use in these water pipes or hookahs would not have any nicotine in them. They would all be, that would make it so it wasn't halal. You'll see all the different accoutrements and stuff like that, too, the pipes and things. This is a Middle Eastern store, so you're going to see traditional flatbread, which is just exactly what like Mary would have fixed Jesus for lunch, as well as the different kinds of herbs and spices, hummus. I just was returned from Israel, and this is exactly like what it was in Jerusalem. You'll also have like meats on rotisserie kind of things. These will all be traditional burqas, or what the women would wear. Of course, depending on how conservative they are, you're going to have them wearing all black or in colors and stuff. Normally the countries that speak Arabic as their mother tongue, Somalia, Saudi Arabia, they're going to be more conservative, and they'll pretty much just all wear black. And then these are kurtas, so this is what the men would wear. They're traditional. If you were in West Africa, they would wear this every day. But here, they probably would just wear that to the mosque on Fridays. In all the works religions, of course all the other world religions besides Christianity are all works religions, they'll always have some type of prayer bead in order to pray. And these all have the different names of God on these beads.